Did you know our bones start losing calcium as early as age 30? And this rate increases rapidly after 60? No need for injury, no need for falls. Just with each passing year, your bones are silently weakening day by day. But don't worry. In today's video, I'll introduce you to 7 natural ingredients, incredibly easy to find, that contain even more calcium than milk, and they're very easy to digest for those over 60. No need for medication, no need for milk. Just choose the right foods, and you can help keep your bones and joints strong for the long term. If you're interested in bone health, please hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell, because every day we'll share health and longevity tips exclusively for you here at LongevityTips. After the age of 60, the body's need for calcium is not just to build bones, but also to maintain cellular survival. Calcium makes up over 99% of our bones and teeth, serving as the sturdy framework for the body. But the remaining 1% is essential for muscle contraction, nerve transmission, and stable heart function. If calcium levels in the blood drop below a certain threshold, the nervous system can overreact, leading to muscle cramps, irregular heartbeats, or dizziness when changing positions. The problem is, the body's ability to absorb calcium significantly decreases after middle age due to reduced stomach acid secretion, poorer absorption in the intestines, and increased calcium excretion through the kidneys. Meanwhile, the rate of bone loss accelerates, especially in women after menopause. Osteoporosis doesn't cause pain immediately, but when symptoms appear, such as back pain, a hunched back, or reduced height, it means that 20 to 30% of bone mass has already been lost. Even more concerning is the risk of hip fractures, which are one of the leading causes of older adults losing the ability to move independently in the US. This is why just drinking milk is not enough. The body needs additional sources of natural calcium that are easy to absorb and do not cause bloating or digestive issues, which many older adults experience when consuming milk. It's time for you to explore other rich, easy-to-find calcium sources that are just as effective as any supplement. 7 natural ingredients rich in calcium to replace milk. 1. Canned salmon, eat the bones, an unexpected calcium treasure from the ocean. It may sound simple, but a can of salmon or sardines with bones, just about 100 grams, contains up to 325 milligrams of calcium, almost 1/3 of the daily calcium requirement for older adults. Moreover, this type of fish provides natural vitamin D, omega-3, EPA, DHA, and easily digestible protein, making it a perfect combination for bones, heart, and brain health. The secret lies in the fish bones, which are softened during the cooking process, easily dissolving in the mouth, and contain a rich amount of calcium that's much more absorbable than calcium supplements. In addition, the vitamin D in the fish helps enhance calcium absorption in the small intestine, while omega-3 reduces joint inflammation and supports joint mobility. Quick use: mix canned salmon with yellow mustard, finely chopped red onions, and place it in a whole grain sandwich, an easy American-style meal that's good for the heart and bones. Add to pasta with tomato sauce, sprinkle some Parmesan cheese, and parsley. Delicious and nutritious. A small tip: choose wild-caught fish instead of farm to ensure optimal nutritional content and avoid antibiotic residues. 2. Blackstrap molasses, a sweetener beneficial for bones. If you've never heard of blackstrap molasses, now is the time to discover this classic superfood that Americans in the past used to enrich the blood and strengthen bones. Just 2 tablespoons, about 40 grams, of blackstrap molasses provide about 200 milligrams of calcium, along with iron, vitamin B6, magnesium, and manganese, all of which play key roles in maintaining bone structure and supporting energy metabolism. Blackstrap molasses is a byproduct from the final stage of sugarcane boiling, meaning it contains far higher mineral content than brown sugar or honey. The biggest advantage is that blackstrap molasses has a low glycemic index and does not cause a rapid spike in blood sugar, making it ideal for people with prediabetes or those managing insulin levels. Quick use: mix 1 to 2 teaspoons of blackstrap molasses into a warm glass of nut milk, such as almond or oat milk, to create a fragrant and easily digestible bone tea. Use as a topping on whole grain bread with nut butter or mashed bananas for a delicious and energy-sustaining breakfast. In particular, the iron content in blackstrap molasses helps prevent anemia, a common condition in older women, and also supports blood circulation to the brain, improving mental clarity in the morning. 3. Dried figs, a sweet snack good for bones. Did you know that 100 grams of dried figs provides about 160 milligrams of calcium? But that's not all. This classic fruit is also rich in potassium, soluble fiber, and anti-inflammatory polyphenols, all of which play a key role in protecting bones and cardiovascular health. Potassium helps neutralize excess acid in the body, one of the causes of bones leaching calcium to regulate blood pH. Polyphenols help reduce chronic inflammation, one of the silent culprits that causes bones to weaken over time. Quick use: eat 2 to 3 dried figs per day as a healthy snack, replacing cookies or salty snacks. Slice dried figs and sprinkle on oatmeal, yogurt, whole grain toast, or mix with nuts to make a granola mix. Small note: choose organic dried figs with no added sugar or sulfites to ensure safety for your health. Dried figs are soft, easy to chew, and perfect for older adults with dental issues, especially since they do not cause a sudden spike in blood sugar. 4. Almonds, good for bones and heart. 100 grams of almonds contains about 260 milligrams of calcium, along with magnesium, vitamin E, and monounsaturated fats, all of which support the cardiovascular system, nervous system, and muscle function. The magnesium in almonds helps increase calcium absorption into the bones, preventing calcium from being excreted through urine. Vitamin E, a strong antioxidant, helps reduce the risk of macular degeneration, a common eye problem in older adults. Quick use: eat a small handful of unsalted almonds, about 20 to 25 nuts, as an afternoon snack to control blood sugar and supplement minerals. Chop almonds to sprinkle on Greek yogurt, oatmeal, salads, or toast. If you're concerned about their hardness, soak almonds for 4 to 6 hours before eating. This not only softens the nuts but also removes phytic acid, a substance that hinders mineral absorption. And especially, almonds have a low glycemic index, making them safe for people with prediabetes. 5. Chia seeds, a small but mighty source of calcium. You might be surprised to learn that 100 grams of chia seeds provides about 600 milligrams of calcium, over 5 times the amount in a regular glass of cow's milk. But it's not just calcium. Chia seeds are also a treasure trove of soluble fiber, plant-based omega-3s, ALA, and high-quality protein. For older adults, the omega-3s in chia seeds help reduce joint inflammation, support cardiovascular health, and slow the aging process of cells. The fiber is also excellent for the digestive system, which often becomes lazier after the age of 60. The great bonus is that chia seeds are lactose-free, won't cause bloating, and are extremely friendly to the sensitive digestive systems of older adults. Quick use: mix 2 to 3 tablespoons of chia seeds into almond milk or oat milk. Soak overnight to create a soft, easy-to-eat pudding. Sprinkle directly on a smoothie bowl, morning oatmeal, or add to a chilled fruit soup for the summer. If you're looking for a small, portable, and versatile ingredient for any meal, chia seeds are an excellent choice for adding calcium to your diet every day. 6. Broccoli, not only good for the heart, but also for bones. Although the calcium content in 100 grams of broccoli is only about 47 milligrams, don't underestimate this vegetable. Broccoli also provides vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, and many powerful antioxidants, all of which play a key role in supporting calcium absorption and protecting bone cells from free radical damage. The vitamin K in broccoli is especially important for older adults because it activates osteocalcin, a protein that helps bind calcium to the bone framework, rather than allowing it to deposit in places like blood vessels or soft tissues. Additionally, vitamin C supports collagen synthesis, the structural foundation of bones and joint cartilage. Quick use: boil or steam broccoli for 2 to 3 minutes, then drizzle with olive oil and sautéed garlic. Simple but preserves maximum nutrition. Stir-fry broccoli with tofu, carrots, or mushrooms for a light yet nutritious lunch. Broccoli is also very easy to prepare in Western-style dishes, such as cream of broccoli soup, cheese salad, or garlic mushroom stir-fry. Suitable for both young and old to enjoy together in the family. 7. Collard greens, the super greens of the American South. In the southern states of the US, from Georgia to Mississippi, collard greens are a traditional dish that cannot be missed. And now, the medical community has recognized that this vegetable contains about 230 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams, along with vitamin K2, folate, and importantly, low oxalate levels, which help calcium absorb better. Unlike spinach, which contains high levels of oxalates that inhibit mineral absorption, collard greens release calcium more effectively, making them an ideal choice for older adults who need calcium but have sensitive stomachs. The vitamin K2 in the greens helps direct calcium to the bones rather than allowing it to accumulate in the wrong places, thereby reducing the risk of arterial calcification. A common issue for older adults using the wrong type of synthetic calcium supplements. Quick use. Sauté collard greens with olive oil, garlic, and shallots, serving with brown rice, quinoa, or savory oatmeal. Stew the greens with white beans and tomatoes to make a hearty Southern-style soup, warming and nourishing for the bones. You can also use collard greens to wrap grilled chicken or quinoa, replacing rice paper to create a snack that is high in fiber and minerals. Now I want you to listen to this story. Don't rush to ignore it because maybe you will find something necessary for yourself through my story. The story of Mrs. Linda, 68. A small change, a big result. In the peaceful suburbs of Austin, Texas, there lives a woman named Linda, 68 years old. She is a retired elementary school teacher, living with her husband and their little dog named Toby. Linda always keeps a tidy life, eats in moderation, walks every morning, and takes care of her rose garden in the backyard. But there's one thing that worries her: her worsening osteoporosis. Linda was diagnosed with early-stage osteoporosis 3 years ago, after experiencing persistent back pain whenever she bent down to pick something up or did housework. During her routine health checkups, the doctor always reminded her to take more calcium, vitamin D, and to maintain light exercise. She also tried drinking milk every morning, but after a few weeks, she began to feel bloated, had indigestion, and sometimes mild diarrhea. This made her hesitant, and eventually, she stopped drinking milk. "I thought I was doing the right thing," she shared, "but then I felt more tired, my stomach was uncomfortable, and my back still hurt every morning when I woke up." This continued until one afternoon, while watching a nutrition program on YouTube, she heard a topic titled, "7 Calcium-Rich Foods Better Than Milk, Especially for People Over 60. The phrase that caught her attention was, "If milk doesn't work for you, don't give up, change your approach." She decided to give it a try, this time without supplements or forcing herself to drink milk, but by switching to natural, more digestible foods. She started simple. Every morning after watering the plants, she stirred 1 tablespoon of chia seeds into a glass of almond milk, let it soak for about 10 minutes, and then drank it slowly. Twice a week, she opened a can of salmon, mixed it with mustard and cucumber, and ate it with whole grain bread for a light lunch. Every afternoon, instead of salty snacks or sweets, she ate a small handful of unsalted almonds, along with fresh fruit. She stuck with this routine for 3 continuous weeks, without missing a day. Even on busy days, or when the weather in Texas was unpredictable and made her feel tired, she kept at it, saying, "I want to see if this small change could help." The results came sooner than she expected. By the 4th week, she noticed that her back no longer ached when she woke up. Bending down to pick up Toby's toys didn't make her sigh like before. Her morning energy was noticeably better. Rather than sitting tiredly waiting for her tea, she could actively go outside, walk, and listen to music without feeling exhausted. After 6 weeks, she went for her scheduled health checkup. The doctor looked at the DXA bone density results and was surprised. "Linda, your bone density has shown slight but stable improvement, especially in the hips and lower back. It's very rare in older adults without medication." She smiled and shared with the doctor the changes she had made. Chia seeds every morning, canned salmon twice a week, and almonds every afternoon. The doctor simply nodded and said, "There's no magic here. It's just that you've been persistent, on the right track, and chosen the right foods." Mrs. Linda's story is not only a testament to the benefits of naturally calcium-rich ingredients, but also a lesson for all of us. Persistence, even with the smallest changes, can lead to significant improvements in health. You don't need a complicated diet, nor do you need to chase after a new trend every week. Just start with simple things: a tablespoon of chia, a handful of almonds, a can of salmon, and stick to it regularly. Your bones will thank you, your body will respond, and you will feel it clearly through every morning that no longer feels painful. Nutrients that support calcium absorption. Supplementing calcium is essential, but without accompanying nutrients that aid in absorption, the calcium ingested can easily be excreted through urine, or worse, deposited in the wrong places, increasing the risk of kidney stones or arterial calcification. For people over 60, digestion and metabolism have changed significantly, so understanding the nutrients accompanying calcium is key to effectively and safely preventing osteoporosis. First is vitamin D, the door opener for calcium to enter the bloodstream and go to where it's needed, the bones. Without enough vitamin D, the body can only absorb about 10 to 15% of calcium from food, instead of the ideal 30 to 40%. In the US, older adults are often deficient in vitamin D due to limited sun exposure, especially in winter or if living in nursing homes. Additionally, according to research from Harvard, people over 65 produce 4 times less vitamin D from sunlight than younger individuals. Natural sources of vitamin D include morning sunlight. Just 10 to 15 minutes of exposure to your hands and face each morning before 9 a.m. is enough for the body to synthesize. Fatty fish, such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel. 100 grams of grilled salmon provides up to 570 IU of vitamin D. Egg yolks. Each egg contains about 37 IU, small but easy to incorporate into daily meals. If it's hard to get sunlight or there's a history of heart disease, older adults should consult with their doctor about taking vitamin D3 supplements, as the D3 form, cholecalciferol, is better absorbed than D2. Next is magnesium, a quietly important mineral. Magnesium not only helps activate vitamin D into its active form, but also supports calcium balance in the blood, preventing soft tissue calcification. Rich sources of magnesium include nutrient-rich seeds, almonds, pumpkin seeds, cashews. Each 30 grams provides about 70 to 100 milligrams of magnesium. Whole grains like oats, brown rice, and whole wheat bread. Dark leafy greens such as kale, collard greens, and amaranth. A serving of green vegetables each day can provide up to 25 to 30% of magnesium needs, thereby increasing calcium absorption and protecting cardiovascular health, 2 essential goals for older adults. We cannot forget vitamin K2, a lesser-known nutrient but essential for directing calcium to the right places. If calcium is the building material, then K2 is the construction engineer. It helps activate the protein osteocalcin, directing calcium into the bones and preventing it from accumulating in the blood vessels, thereby reducing the risk of arteriosclerosis and stroke. Vitamin K2 is found in aged cheese, especially Gouda, Edam, and Brie. Each small serving contains about 40-70 micrograms of K2. Natto, fermented soybeans from Japan. This is the most potent source of K2, but has a distinct smell. For those not accustomed, 1–2 teaspoons can be mixed into salads, or supplements can be used if necessary. A study in the Netherlands with more than 4,800 people over 55 showed that those with a diet rich in K2 had higher bone density and significantly lower risk of arterial calcification compared to those with a deficiency. However, alongside these supportive nutrients, some factors must be avoided, as they can interfere with or reduce calcium absorption. First is eating too much salt. High sodium levels increase calcium excretion through the kidneys, causing silent loss every day. Older adults should limit canned foods, fast foods, or excessive use of soy sauce, salt, and seasoning powders in cooking. Caffeine, whether from coffee or strong tea, when consumed excessively, increases calcium excretion and also affects sleep, indirectly impacting bone recovery and regeneration. Older adults should keep caffeine intake under 300 milligrams per day, equivalent to about 2 cups of black coffee. Finally, oxalates, compounds found in raw spinach, beets, cocoa, and black tea. Oxalates bind with calcium in the intestines, forming crystals that cannot be absorbed. So, even though eating a lot of vegetables, the calcium won't enter the bloodstream. One solution is to cook the vegetables before eating, as heat significantly reduces oxalate content. Effective calcium supplementation. It's not just about getting enough, but also about timing. Effective calcium supplementation is not just about getting enough, but also about monitoring and distributing it correctly throughout the day. According to recommendations from the Institute of Medicine, men aged 51 to 70 should consume about 1,000 milligrams of calcium per day, while women of the same age, and both men and women over 70, need about 100 milligrams per day. This level helps maintain bone density, supports nerve muscle function, and prevents the risk of fractures in old age. However, the body cannot absorb more than 500 to 600 milligrams of calcium at one time, so distributing calcium intake throughout the day is key. Ideally, this should be divided into 3 main meals and 1 light snack. For example, breakfast might include oatmeal and almonds. Lunch could have sautéed collard greens and salmon. Dinner might consist of steamed vegetables and brown rice, while the afternoon snack could be a handful of seeds or a glass of plant milk with blackstrap molasses. To better manage calcium intake, seniors in the US can use popular nutrition tracking apps like Chronometer or MyFitnessPal. Both allow users to input their meals and calculate the exact amounts of essential micronutrients. For those who aren't familiar with smartphones, a simple handwritten log on the fridge or recording meals by hand throughout the day can also be an effective way to maintain the habit over the long term. The key here is consistency. A small habit, repeated daily, will help you avoid subtle deficiencies and protect your bones and joints more effectively than any supplement. We've just explored 7 natural ingredients richer in calcium than milk. From tiny chia seeds to convenient canned salmon. From crunchy sweet almonds to vitamin K2-rich collard greens. Not only that, but you've also learned about companion nutrients such as vitamin D, magnesium, and K2, key factors that help the body absorb calcium more effectively, preventing it from being wasted or deposited in the wrong places. You've also learned the ideal daily dosage, 1,000 milligrams for men and 1,200 milligrams for women over 51 years old, along with the optimal distribution across 3 main meals and 1 snack to maximize calcium's biological effectiveness. Most importantly, you've learned how to easily track your diet, whether using technology apps like MyFitnessPal or a handwritten log on the fridge. Now, I invite you to take the 7-day Bone Health Challenge. Each day, choose at least 3 ingredients from today's list and incorporate them into your meals. Note your feelings, energy levels, and digestion habits. After 7 days, see how your body responds. And one last piece of advice from the heart. Don't wait until your bones break to act. Don't wait until you need a cane to start taking care of your bones. Start today to enjoy a healthy, independent, and vibrant old age. If you found this information helpful, please like, subscribe, and share this video with family or friends entering their senior years. Before you leave, comment with a number. Type 1 if you're ready to start applying this today, or type 0 if you still have concerns. I'll read and answer every comment personally. See you in the next video from Longevity Tips, where we live healthy, live long, and live meaningfully every day.